The Big Whack presents Buffalo on the Rise, sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process. Welcome to the television show devoted to local business, Buffalo on the Rise, with your host, Joe Chili. There's an entrepreneurial spirit in Western New York that's putting our area on the cusp of greatness. Each week, Buffalo on the Rise features local business leaders and decision makers who are shaping our future. If it's about local business, we'll talk about it right here, right now, during Buffalo on the Rise.
I'm Joe Chili. On this edition of The Big Whack presents Buffalo on the Rise. Do you need some dental work that you've been putting off? Dr. Kaplansky is here with help to put a smile on your face. And it's that time of the year when we look to clean out our home, basement, and garage with Junkluggers to the rescue. Then are your shoes comfortable and look good? Get fitted for everything from sneakers to boots, Birkenstock, and more with SAS Shoes. All on this edition of The Big Whack presents Buffalo on the Rise. I'm Joe Chili. You can listen to me mornings on The Big Whack. Joining us today on The Big Whack's Buffalo on the Rise is Dr. Kaplansky. Doctor, I look at some of the certifications here. I look after your name and it looks like the alphabet, you know, with all the different things. Sure. But board certified in implant dentistry, diplomat of the American Board of Oral Implantology. What is it to be a diplomat? What does that exactly mean?
It was a lot of hard work, Joe, so to get to that point. Yes, absolutely. So to become a diplomat of the board, you have to not only perform thousands of implant surgeries, you have to take countless hours of continuing education, you have to pass a rigorous 3-hour written test, and you have to present 7 cases, I believe, your 7 surgeries to the board and defend them in front of people. So it's an oral exam that you have to take.
It's a little bit too much of an examination, I think, for me, but and I'm sure all of these things are costly as well. It's something that you have to prepare for.
I will tell you the most cost is the cost of what we would call being away from the family, being away from the office. That's where the most, because you have to attend these meetings, you have to go to classes, you have to travel a lot. But I have absolutely no regret. It was a fantastic process, and it gives you a sense of accomplishment that nothing else would.
And you have another family member that is probably going to go into dentistry, right, in school right now.
My son is a D3 in dental school in Buffalo, and I'm very proud of him.
Yeah, and that's something to be proud of, because not everybody wants to go into the family profession, if you will. You know, Doctor, there's so many different things and different firms and different kinds of individuals that are talking about dentistry, and national firms too. You know, when you see for me, when I see something come in like a national firm, I think of it in terms of, like, Buffalo is known for its hole-in-the-wall restaurants, right. The small restaurants that make it unique, you know what I mean? Yeah. Not the big national firms, you know, you can get those anywhere. And I kind of think it must be the same way with dentistry.
It's a great comparison. So the movement in dentistry is consolidation, so a lot of offices are very corporate right now. We have remained privately owned. It's my private business, and we are very proud of it. And it separates us from the rest because the quality of the work is higher, the attention to detail is better, and patients in general are happier because they see the same provider every time they come. They bond to us, we have a relationship with them, and they feel like family when they come in.
How many implant surgeries do you think you've done?
We do on average about between 800 and 1,000 implants every year.
Really?
Yes.
800 and 1,000. And these individuals come back to you so that you can check to make sure everything is going well?
Yes, we encourage patients to do that every 4 to 6 months. Absolutely.
What, to the average viewer right now, that is dealing with dentures or has dealt with dentures in the past, that has broken teeth, that have had an accident, that have gum disease or whatever it might be, what's their first step?
Very easy, just pick up the phone or send us an email from our website. And the first step usually is a consultation. They come in and they talk to our implant coordinator. We do either a 3D scan, that's a CAT scan, at no charge to the patient, or we take a panoramic x-ray, again, at no charge to the patient. And they get to sit down and talk with implant coordinator and me. Sometimes that consultation lasts for an hour or longer. And we spend all the time with them to pretty much explain all their options, go over what the process would be to do the treatment, and they leave with a very good knowledge and understanding of what to expect. But that's their first step, right? And then usually after the initial consultation, we schedule what's called a records appointment. That's when they come in and we take photographs, we take digital scans of their mouth, of their face. All that gets digitized in the computer, and then we use that to build up their digital sort of a case virtually, and then that goes into surgery.
And this is an evolving process that you're doing, right? The Teeth Now process isn't just something that's stoic, it's fluid, right?
No, absolutely. So the Teeth Now process means that they get their permanent, meaning non-removable teeth within 24 hours of a surgery. Then they go through the healing, and then they get their final or permanent appliance, usually about 5 months after the initial procedure. But they have fixed teeth throughout the entire time. So the process is evolving. There's constantly updates on digital technology out there, and we are right at the cutting edge of all new and digital technologies out there. So we incorporate them into our process constantly.
The other thing I have to say that is very impressive to me, not only all the certifications that you have, but when I look you up online, to see the positive testimonials from people, even down to the fact of saying that you're very affable, you're very nice, you're a great guy. I mean, when they talk about these things, it's more than just what you do professionally, it's how you treat them personally.
Thank you, Joe. It's really humbling to see how many of our patients say good things about us. And we work hard. It's not just me, it's the entire office, my entire team. So all my assistants and hygienists and office staff, we all work towards the same goal, and it is to make patients happy.
And if people are told they're not a candidate for implants, you can tell them maybe differently that they may still be a candidate, correct?
Absolutely. So there's still a small percentage that may not qualify, but most of the time we say, yes, you are a candidate.
Well, that's great. I mean, I think to me, it sounds like it's a simplified process. It is something, when I hear implants, kind of scares me a little bit, but your process seems to be something that I would be agreeable to. So I think that it's something that you've done very well, and I compliment you on that.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
For more information and answers to your questions, contact Dentistry by Dr. Kaplansky by calling 716-772-7500 or go to drkaplansky.com. Promotional and sponsorship consideration provided by the following. I'm Joe Chili. You can listen to me mornings on the Big Weck. Joining us today on the Big Weck Buffalo on the Rise is Eric Conrad from Junkluggers. Eric?
Joe, how are you?
I'm good, and you doing well today?
Doing fine, sir.
That's good. I want to mention something right off the bat, and I'm very impressed and I'm pleased for you about this. I see that you were named the best junk removal company in the United States by U.S. News and World Report.
Yeah.
Who did you have to pay for that? No, I'm just kidding.
Long list of donors, right? So it was a distinction that got handed down at the end of 2023. Great way to finish out the year. They had ranked a number of services in our category, and we were distinguished enough to earn the top spot for overall service, and it's based largely on our record for eco-friendly removal, right? So we're very focused on environmental safety precautions and landfill diversions and things like that. overall value of the brand, and you know, just dedication to our mission. So,
you know, when you mention that, I think we should probably explain a little bit further in the fact that a lot of people will say, you know, junk removal places, just take it away and put it in a landfill. You're very particular about this. You work with different companies so you can donate, hopefully reuse some of these items, right?
Yeah, for sure. So what we like to do when we take possession of some of these items from their home is to determine what's going to have a second life with another charity. We partner with Habitat for Humanity, who comes on a weekly basis, and will take furniture from our warehouse based on things that they feel have a resale value and can support their mission. And we also work with Goodwill of Western New York. We give them furniture as well, but more so we will donate household items like your pots and pans, your tchotchkes, housewares, clothing, textiles. Those types of things are important to their mission as well. So between the two top charities in the area, we're able to really rehome quite a bit of stuff that we take out of people's homes.
Are you limited? You mentioned items that are in the home. What about items that are maybe outside the home?
Yeah, for sure. This time of year, we're going into spring season, and we kind of have an opportunity to start helping people with their yards. So if you've got an above ground swimming pool that is no longer of use, we can disassemble that and haul it away for you. We can do play sets that your kids don't play on anymore, or if you've got a shed that's starting to dilapidate or rot out from the inside, or the roof has holes in it or so forth, we're able to dismantle that and haul that away for you as well. So that's part of our offering. Our garage cleanouts are big in the summertime as well. So if you've got things that have accumulated in your garage, and maybe this winter you weren't able to park your car in a garage because of that, we can alleviate that for you.
You know, when I was growing up, my parents and the meter readers used to come around, used to put a safety line on them to go into the basement so they could find their way back out again. So what about pricing? I mean, this is something that people watching, viewing right now are going to say, how does the pricing of this work?
Yeah, so it all depends on what we take out of your house. We have a full truck price that tops up at around $695. We have half truck pricing, depending if we only fill half the truck. We can bring it right down to a single item if you need to. So it's staged and it's fractional. We do it at an eighth of a truck increments. So we're able to service just about any budget in that respect.
When you start talking about furniture, and if it's something that you can recycle or whatever, what's the determination? I mean, sometimes furniture is worn, you know, or it's, you know, some furniture, I'm sure like bedding and things like that, maybe people don't want to reuse.
Yeah, so bedding is a tough one. Ever since COVID, we've really kind of clamped down on what donation centers will accept bedding. A lot of times we can use the bed frame, the footboard or the headboard. Just sort of depends on whether or not it's in good shape and if the charity is willing to accept it. Mattresses we can recycle, certainly. There is a slight fee for that because we pay to have those recycled as well. But we are able to take those if that's something you want to rid yourself of. And furniture that's in the home that may be a little bit worn, generally speaking, we could have somebody who's an expert at upholstery give an idea of how much it would cost to have it reupholstered, or even just small tears and holes in the fabric. We got a guy here locally in Williamsville that has a great business doing that, so we can talk to him about whether or not it makes sense for that particular piece. And sometimes the charities will use those types of services as well, and they'll be accepting of it. And if they're not accepting of it, we'll certainly take that off your hands. It's just got a different destination in the end.
And what about some of the smaller things? You have a couple of minutes left. Knickknacks, glassware, things like this.
Yeah, knickknacks and glassware certainly will be taken. I mentioned before, Goodwill Western New York is a good destination for those types of things. People tend to have holiday decorations, snow babies, and all kinds of Christmas tchotchkes. Those are things that are always found in basements and are always generally accepted for donation, certainly around that time of year. And then if you got other things in the house, your dishes and glassware and things like that, they could be turned in for donation for people of lesser fortune.
And how much notice do you need to get something done?
Yeah, really, we can generally get out to you same day. So if it's a project that you want to tackle on a Friday afternoon or a Saturday or any day of the week for that matter, you can call our number. We can get you on the schedule. We're operating several routes in the area. We service everywhere from Lakeview to Lewiston. So anywhere in the greater Western New York area that's within about 45 minutes from the airport, that's all inbounds for us.
All right, that sounds very good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Joe. Thanks for having me.
For more information and answers to your questions, contact Junkluggers by calling 1-800-LUG-JUNK or go to junkluggers.com/Buffalo. Sponsorship and promotional considerations for the preceding segment was provided by the following. I'm Joe Chili, mornings from 7 to 9 at Buffalo's oldie station, The Big Weck. Joining us on The Big Weck Buffalo on the Rise today is Aaron Tallman, who's the owner of SAS Shoes and Route 5 Boots and Shoes. Aaron, nice to see you.
Thank you for having me.
I noticed when you walked in, the first thing you did is look at my feet.
That's right.
And I was a little bit like self-conscious. Did I shine those today? It was funny, we were talking about, shoes used to be something that you would wear, and they didn't necessarily have to be comfortable as long as they were stylish. Mm-hmm. I think I've said this to you once before, and I think that those days are kind of gone. I can just remember the fact that, whether it be women's shoes, whether it be guys, cowboy boots are the things I used to think of. Because there was a time that we used to wear them because everybody was wearing them, and they were really uncomfortable. And you know what I used to call them, the pointy ones, I used to call them spider killing in corner shoes. But you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But now, those days are gone. I mean, shoes should be comfortable now. You should be able to wear them for a long period of time, right?
That's right. Especially nowadays where everybody's doing more walking and standing, whether it's at work or at home. Shoes are definitely designed more comfortable and more supportive.
And what about, people that have plantar fasciitis is a big thing. I think, I don't want to say that everybody's had it. I know that I've had it before. They talk about inserts for shoes and things like this. Do you guys deal with things of that nature as well?
We do. We have obviously better quality shoes and footwear, but we also do carry a line of orthotic inserts from Atrex, Power Step. We do have a foot scanner in store that'll measure pressure points and recommend the ideal orthotic for more support and comfort.
Do you have to have different orthotics for different shoes?
Sometimes you do, because certain shoes will accommodate different thicknesses of orthotics, different support levels. So there's dress orthotics and more casual comfort orthotics.
Now, I know that we're all, familiar with the big brands of shoes, and most of the shoes that we're probably more familiar with are the ones that are endorsed by sports figures or things like this, right?
That's right.
Doesn't necessarily mean it's the best type of shoe, right?
That's correct.
So let's talk about some big brands in shoes.
Yeah, so we carry a lot of the brands that people are familiar with, whether it's Birkenstock, Dansko. We do carry the SAS brand, which is made in the U.S., which is a great quality, comfortable shoe. And then we also carry a lot of different work brands on the Route 5 side, from Merrill, Keen, Timberland, all different sorts of brands there as well.
So what would you say sets you apart from other shoe stores in the area?
The big thing is we're not like the big box stores. We're actually old school sit and fit shop where you come in, we're going to greet every customer, measure your feet, and actually fit you in the shoes.
What about shoes? I've had this in the past. I don't know if I really want to bring it up. Shoes that kind of feel like you're walking on a cloud, right? Mm-hmm. When you first put them on.
Right.
And maybe the first 6 or 7 times you wear them, then it's like, what happened to the inside? What happened to that cushiony part in the shoe?
Right. Sometimes that soft and squishy feel isn't the best thing as far as support, which people do need. So you got to find that right balance of soft and comfortable, but supportive.
Locally owned, family operated?
That's correct. Yeah, we've been in Buffalo for almost 20 years now. And I always kind of call us Western New York's premier comfort shoe store.
So what would you say to people, because, back, I guess, when COVID was going on, people were doing a lot of shopping online. They got used to doing that, right? And they said, you know what, I can look and see what I want to get, and, if I don't like it, I can send it back or whatever. What are the pitfalls to things like that?
Well, a lot of times it's fit. Countless times customers come in, they haven't been measured in years, sometimes 20 years plus, and their feet change over time. So that's the benefit of coming into the store. You're going to get measured and fitted properly and in the correct shoe. And, you know, the staff at our store has well over 100 years of fitting experience. So we're going to put you in the proper shoes for what your feet need.
You know, I wear a 9.5. Don't laugh. I wear a 9.5 shoe, but I never paid attention to the width of the shoe. To me, it was like, you know, it was all about the size of the shoe and not the width. You know, why would you have to pay attention to width?
Well, so much that's very important just so the shoe fits properly and you're not squishing your foot into too small of a shoe, because that's going to cause other foot issues. So that's a big thing where we've got the width and size selection at our stores that can accommodate most everybody.
And how long does an average pair of shoes last?
It's hard to say, you know, running sneakers, so forth, they're going to last you around 500 miles. Walking, you know, it's a little bit longer because you're not putting as much impact on them. But if you're wearing the same shoe every day, which we definitely don't recommend, you want to alternate your shoes, probably around a year, that time frame.
Can you know, when it comes to sneakers and things like that, if you're out walking, training, running, whatever, bike cycling like I do, can you wash those things?
Sometimes you can. Certain brands are washable, but you know, it does change the composition of the shoe a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'd be concerned about. You know, after the fact, you know, you're like, these don't fit quite as well now, and you know, still remember trying to fit myself into a shoe that my parents would wash when I was a kid. Still stands out in my mind, as a matter of fact. So what should people do? Where are you located, and where should people come in? And can they actually see in the showroom and try some different shoes on?
Yes, we've got 4,000 square feet of filled with shoes and boots, sandals. But we're located in the Transit Town Plaza, Main and Transit in Williamsville. And we also have online store as well, SAS Shoes, Buffalo.com and Route5Boots.com.
All right, and again, it can be for leisure. It can be for, you know, these sneakers that are the comfortable dress type sneakers, or it can be people that need shoes for work, whether it be police officer, firefighter, whatever the case may be.
Correct,
right?
yep. From casual, dress, comfort, we have all the genres covered.
All right, very good. We appreciate it, Aaron.
Yes, thank you.
For more information and answers to your questions, contact SAS Shoes and Route 5 Boots and Shoes by calling 716-631-1002 or go to sasshoesbuffalo.com or route5boots.com. Sponsorship and promotional considerations for the preceding segment was provided by the following.
Thanks for watching this edition of The Big Wack Presents Buffalo on the Rise. For information on this and other shows, go to our website, bigwack.com, and find out how you can participate on the program if you're a hometown business. I'm Joe Chili. Thanks for watching and listening to The Big Wack, Buffalo's oldie station.
The Big Wack Presents Buffalo on the Rise was sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process.